Everyone, let's stick with us versus herd. If it's your first time here, let the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications from when we post videos, tap the bell. And if you want to join the UVH fam, our community, links are below in the description to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook. If you made money today, comment below, got paid. If you lost money today, comment below, learned a lesson. If you could do me a big favor, hit the like button. The market is in beast mode territory. SPY hit all-time highs. Qs hit all-time highs. Today, I did close the day up around $160 in realized profits. Most of this was from day trading. The Qs I scalped for $65. Apple I scalped for $25, and then Amazon actually was a credit put spread that Amazon had an enormous run up, got $70 out of that. Now to kind of go into my positioning for tomorrow and for the foreseeable future, what I'm looking at, I'll talk about my plays here in a second, but SPY coming in, hit 367, close at 366. Looks like we could drift off up into the 380, 370 area. Would definitely not be surprised, but it all depends on kind of what's happening. We had a pretty major sell-off with the Nasdaq and in the S&P today. Once McConnell, so earlier this morning, to give you a little bit of background, there was a stimulus bill brought to the table. McConnell shoots it down, says $900 billion coronavirus stimulus plan, as there's no stimulus. There's no stimulus. So we already knew there wasn't any stimulus. So I didn't think it was that much of a factor because the market has been moving up without a stimulus deal, but the algos didn't like it. It came out right around here, right into close, and just popped it down. And then we pretty much, if you're looking at SPY here, we pretty much were just stable. We pretty much stabilized right into the close, and then we closed flat. So markets were still up over 1% today. It was huge. We hit all-time highs, and I get very leery trying to short these all-time highs because you don't want to keep calling the top, reshorting. You want to find a good entry. And a lot of times when we break all-time highs, we continue to hit all-time highs. So just be mindful of that. Same with the Qs. Qs also came down to 303, hit 305 today. Off the stimulus bill news, it sold off into close. It did have a better ramp into close. It popped from 303 up to 304 and ultimately closing at 303 like 50. But it had a nice ramp into close. If we zoom in, ramped, but then sold off. So, I do think that tech is probably going to be a stronger performer here. Now, CRM, Salesforce did have earnings. They did announce they're going to acquire Slack for $27 billion, which is a stock and cash purchase. They're going to they posted earnings. They beat on revenue, EPS, and they raised guidance. However, you may see CRM currently is down after hours right now. It's hitting 230. It's hitting 232, 230 area, just kind of pinging off of here. And a lot of times the market doesn't like when another company purchases another company. Now, maybe long term it's gonna be great, but that day, that the company making the purchase usually take a hit. They were coasting. Salesforce was coasting around 260, 270 area before the announcement was made, and then a couple days ago they said they were going to purchase. They were going to purchase Slack, and then now we are down at the 240 area before close. Now we're down at 230. I did play earnings, which was pretty much a chart play here. Now I sold premium. I sold a credit put spread. I'm short the 245 put, long the 235. Pretty much looks like this. I'm in December 18th right now, so I'm a bit in the money now since we're down in the 230s. A bit in the money. I did get a $5.01 credit. It's basically a 1-for-1 here. So the most I can make is 500. Most I can lose is 500. Now going into the analysis here. Kind of the situation for tomorrow. Let me bring down implied volatility just a tad on this here with some premium crush. Now, down here in 230s, I'll zoom in. down in the 230s. I'm going to be down probably around 160, 170 tomorrow at open. If we open around the lower 230s, you know, break even, I need around 240, which is the point where I purchased 240, 239 area would be ideal. Now, I do think that we're going to bounce, you know, down in this area. You know, people keep thinking that we're going to fill this gap. And yes, we may fill the gap. I may lose on this trade. But, you know, every time it's come down in the lower 230 areas, you know, we've basically been bought, you know, 234 got bought up, lower, hit 229, 230 here back in October, you know, bought back up. So I think that this will be a dip buy event. Now, obviously I could be entirely wrong, but I did put my money where my mouth is, and I am trading this. So I just need to go a little bit higher. You know, it's kind of leveling out here at 231, which is the buy zone for CRM. So we'll see if there's buyers in this area. You know, like I said, it's not expiring this week. I do have 17, well, tomorrow will be 16 days on this for it to kind of melt up and kind of see where the market takes us. I mean, I'm hoping for a nice Santa rally. This can kind of come back up to 240, and we'll call it a day. I also sold some premium on Alibaba. I got into a credit put spread as well on Alibaba, and what I was looking at on Alibaba here, you know, lower 260s is the bounce territory. It has bounced in this area quite a few times. It could come down to 255. And that is why I did on Alibaba. I shorted the 255 put, went long the 250, So, you know, as long as you know we're really above the 255 zone, everything is going to be good. And 255 is the, you know, the buy zone right now for Alibaba, even going back into August. You know, it's been ripping up from here. So, you know, we had a major sell-off from 280 down into the lower 260s. Today it did hit 261 before bouncing back up. So I put the trade on right around here. It was like 263, 262 area, and we did close at 264. So I'm looking just to burn some premium on there and looking to get some trades in. So the one thing that I will say, the most cautious thing that's going to happen in the market, the one thing that's going to happen in the market is that the stimulus deal isn't happening. There's going to be probably more stimulus news. There's some vaccine news. You know, the overall market right now seems not to really care all about that, all about the news intraday. It may sell off. It may rip up temporarily. But overall, the market's going to do what the market's going to do, and we're just along for the ride. So if you watch this video to the end, comment, watch to the end, and as always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.